All right, so we're back on Fred and Becky's Mustang. If you take a look at the back here, we got a whole day of making everything fit correctly. It's insanely close right now for everything. So there's that. Now we come around here. If you look here, our door gaps are pretty good until you get up here. So we're going to have to take a piece of metal, lay it in there, weld it in place, and then make it fit. But like I showed you on the quarter panels, we're back in the same spot with the doors. This car is, I know the camera's not going to show it real well, but hang on one sec, let me show you something. That's how thick. I know you can't really make it out on camera. Try and go from this way, maybe you can see it from that way, but they made a lot more work for themselves on this car than they had to, because they didn't really know what they were doing. They basically whittled this car out of mud. So we've got to take some time to get this stripped off. We're going to put Austin on this because you really can't do any damage to what's already there. It just got to come off.
You want to bet?
Don't do any damage to it, because you're going to learn out pretty quick how much Mustang doors cost. But you know, we got to start somewhere, and unfortunately, what was done on this car was wrong. We knew that from the beginning when we first took this car in and did the restoration rescue video. Now people see us curing other people's problems. They're bringing them all to us. So the unfortunate part is money was invested in this car to begin with, and it was invested at a very, very bad place to invest it. So we've got to start again to find out where we're at. He's done a really good job of getting everything lined up as best as possible. So it's all fairly workable at this point, but we've got to get this out of here. And everybody's kind of remarked about the smell, and I talked to him about, if you've been doing this long enough, you can smell cheap filler, and this car just reeks of cheap filler. So it's got to come out, because there's no way it was going to stay on the car to begin with. It just, what blows my mind is the amount of time that they took to do this wrong. It's like trying to find something to do to get out of doing work, when if you just do the work to begin with, it's done. And you know, they could have enjoyed this car all last summer. But they just took it to the wrong place. So we're going to get this ground out some more. We'll keep showing you what we find on it. It just, when you go to have your car done, you know, if you bring it here, that's great. We got no room for it right now. If you bring it somewhere else, that's great too. Just let them show you what they're doing and explain to you what they're going to do. This is wrong. And you couldn't explain this in a way that made it seem right, because it's impossible, unless you're lying. So this is what I like to call Hollywooding. We got a couple of cars here where a bunch of stuff was done to make it look to the layperson walking into a shop like a bunch of stuff was done. Give me a check. Sooner or later, that's going to catch up to everybody. You're going to get to the end of the project, and they're going to want to pick up their car, and you could never finish this car correctly. It could never be done correctly. So it can now. We're going to do it now. So you got to be careful going to do this, because they're thieves everywhere, and There are getting to be fewer and fewer of us that are willing to take on a project of an old car or work on an old car. Most places are, no, I want to, insurance going to pay me to put a new fender on it, I'm putting a new fender on it. And that's what they do. This, you're actually building a car, making things fit better than they fit originally. And now, you know, I'm a stickler on body lines. He's a stickler on body lines. You know, it's got to be right. Even though it wasn't right in 1968, it probably wasn't even close. But everybody's like, "Woo, Mustang, gotta have one! Yay, convertible! Yay, V8! Woo!" And 6 months down the road, they look, you know what? This is Henry. You didn't do a real good job. So that's it. We're down to grinding out more filler, and we'll have it by the ounce at market value. The dust, we're going to sweep it up and sell it. It'll be online. So because there's going to be plenty of it, we can probably retire off the dust. We'll be able to sell from this car. So that's it. Yeah, here, come over here. Come here.
Cut that light on, it might give you a shadow.
No, that's pretty good. No, that actually makes it worse. There. But I mean, this is just one area of this car. We've already shown you a whole bunch of them, but you got almost a 1/4 inch of filler on that car. And if I was to take some sort of measuring device, I'm sure we could come up with a number very close to a 1/4 inch of filler. I mean, that door is going to get open and closed 1,000 times. That's going to crack. It's going to fall out. It's just going to be terrible. So just wanted to keep you updated on what's going on with this. Thank you all for following along with the video on this car and the continuing saga on this car, as well as some of our more boring videos. But this is an actual working shop. We tell you this all the time. Not everything is woo and, you know, going and buy $130,000 worth of cars and stuff like that. Sometimes it's a struggle to get a cup of coffee. But we want to show you what's going on in real time, what really happens out there when you go and get your car worked on, okay? Some of the videos we've done, not so exciting. You know, that's okay, but thank you for subscribing anyway. Some days it's going to be awesome, some days not so much, but it's real life. It's not a TV show. It's not made for a YouTube channel. We're just trying to be transparent and show you what's going on with the car. If it's something you don't like, maybe one of Whistling Diesel's videos where he jumps a truck and destroys it, and he paid $250,000 for it at SEMA, is more your speed. But this is real. This is what's happening. This is what's going on out there on an ongoing basis, day to day, at so-called restoration shops. Okay, the only new vehicle in this building is mine, and it's not new. It's 20 years old. So we enjoy bringing the old stuff back, but it has to be done right. It's not just something you can throw together and do it. You can do this at home. You can, but you got to do it right. And it's probably not the car that you want to experiment on. If you want to experiment, learn how to do body work, go get a Cavalier or something that's smashed up. Fix that before you step into doing this. But if you watch videos like ours and some of the other more realistic videos that are out there, they're going to show you step by step how to do it. We're going to deconstruct stuff and show you step by step how it got done incorrectly, and then show you exactly how to do it correctly. So we'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for sticking with us. Remember, subscribe. We got merchandise now. You can go on our website, which is bennettshotrods.com, and get t-shirts and decals and pens, and we got a bunch of stuff on there. So again, thank you very much. We appreciate everything. That's it. I want to address one more thing on, I guess, time. People complain about how long it takes to do a car. It takes a long time, especially if you're whatever side of the brain causes you to be that way. But we run into something like this, a lot of times that'll upset me just as much as it upsets the owner of the car. and I need to walk away from it, or I'm going to go out front and get my car and go to this other body shop and just wreck this dude's world that did this. Because this, if I tell you it's going to be 3-4 months to do your car and it ends up being 6-8 months, this is why. Because if it took him 6 months to do something, it's going to take me a good portion of that to get rid of what he did. So I got a good crew right now. We're still a little understaffed, but this kind of stuff will just grind you to a halt on a car. It's the last thing you want to see. We all expect it. We all know it's going to be there. It's still kind of depressing to run into it, knowing that I've got people counting on me to get this car done, and it's not done in their time frame. Well, the cars that were done in somebody's time frame were done incorrectly. That's a perfect example. Another Mustang there. I'm just filming quick. That's all you got to do. Just turn around and look at it. That car was, he was under the impression that car was ready for paint. No, that car's ready for a full week of deconstruction to get it back down to where it needs to be to start working on it. And this is a perfect example. I mean, it takes a long time to strip a car down, whether it be just stock disassembly or taking all of this excess material that's already been paid for. Hate to see it on the ground, but that's where it's going. So bear with us. Have some patience when you're getting a car restored. Again, not just here, but anywhere. Have some patience. Now, 4 years to get your car restored, that might be a little much. People can go a little bit faster than that, but a good rule of thumb is somewhere in the vicinity of a year, unless it's a busy shop that's going through personnel issues and whatever, all the different issues. Things happen. We've got a lot of cars here we're working on, and you run into something like this, it's better to actually get up and walk away from it than it is to continue working on it. Your head's cluttered up, you're upset about what's going on. Walk away, go put a windshield in something, or take a windshield out of something, or put a hammer through a windshield. That's why we took the windshield out of this car, because we knew it was going to be a big deal, and I didn't want to have him, the new guy, come over and start putting tools through the windshield. Now I got to buy a windshield. It takes time. If you want a quality, comprehensive restoration on your car, it's going to take time, and it's going to take money. So keep that in mind too. So I don't know what they paid to have this car done, but it was a 100% waste of money. Okay, so if you're gonna, you look at somebody and they tell you, oh, it's going to be 50 grand to restore your car. First of all, you really can't give anybody an estimate on restoring a car. Again, referencing this. Okay, if I had given them a price, an exact price on doing this car, now it's starting to cost me money. All right, this is why we do things the way we do. But you can't do an estimate on a car. It doesn't work that way. It's not a collision job. It's a restoration job. So just wanted to clear that up for people that, nobody down here is lazy. Nobody here is slacking off. I can't say that about other shops, but it is, it is what it is. It takes time. So bear with us. We're going to show you as much as this. I got a guy staying on this car now, so we'll be able to show you a lot of what's going on and how long it actually takes. He's really fast, but I know it's going to take him longer than he thought it would, because he didn't see this either. Is it our fault for not seeing this? No, because he really did a good job of hiding everything. And now we just got to get in there and get all the hidden stuff out to where we're comfortable with the base metal work, and then we can go to town on it. And that's when the speed really picks up, is once you get all this junk out of the way. A guy who really knows what he's doing, really has skill, can really shape this car up pretty quick. So we'll talk to you more.